Welcome to the deep dive. You know, if there's one thing that just jumps out about technology right now, it's the speed of AI. Just the sheer velocity of it.
Oh, absolutely.
It's not just moving fast, it feels like it's fundamentally changing, well, everything. How we work, learn, create, even how we think about the world.
It is pretty astounding. You kind of blink and suddenly there's a new breakthrough, a new model setting records, or maybe a whole new ethical question we need to tackle.
Exactly. And that's really why we're doing this today, this deep dive. We're trying to cut through all that noise, that constant stream of AI news. We've gone through a ton of recent articles, research papers, industry updates, and we want to pull out the really important insights for you.
Sort of a shortcut to getting up to speed, right?
Yeah.
Balancing that, wow, this is amazing stuff, with the tougher questions.
Precisely. So we'll walk you through some key advancements in the actual AI models and the tools making them usable.
And we'll look at some, frankly, surprising ways AI is being used out there across different industries.
And then, importantly, we need to face the challenges, the risks, the ethical debates that are popping up everywhere.
It's not just about what's happening, but really digging into what it means, for all of us.
Okay, let's dive in then. First section, the horizon expands. Groundbreaking AI models and architectural shifts. And right off the bat, performance benchmarks are just being obliterated.
They really are.
Take Google's Gemini 2.5. It's setting new standards for just how versatile these things can be. It's apparently excelling at coding, spreadsheets, educational stuff, even scoring incredibly well on tough standardized tests. What does that, practically mean?
Well, what's really interesting there is that versatility itself is becoming key. Gemini 2.5 isn't just a one-trick pony. It's strong across many different kinds of cognitive tasks. Think of it like a much more capable digital assistant.
Right.
And then you look at scale. Minimax. They unveiled an open-weight model. Get this. A 1 million token input and 80,000 token output.
1 million tokens.
Wow. Yeah. And that's not just about having longer chats. It fundamentally changes things for tasks needing deep context. Imagine an AI that can actually read and understand an entire legal document or, analyze a whole book for plot points.
Right. Processing huge amounts of information in one go.
Exactly. It's closer to how we might hold a lot of context in our minds. And Anthropic's Opus 4, that showed really impressive efficiency gains too, especially beating rivals on complex coding tasks.
So it's not just raw power, but also how efficiently they work and how much they can handle, which kind of leads us to the architecture, right? The underlying design. For a while, it felt like the only direction was bigger LLMs. But now, NVIDIA researchers are talking up small language models, SLMs. Why the shift towards smaller models?
Yeah.
Especially for what do they call them? Agentic AI systems.
Yeah, agentic AI, it does challenge that bigger is better mantra. SLMs, it turns out, can be much more efficient and scalable for these agentic systems.
And those are AI that can act on their own, right? Like plan and do tasks.
Exactly, like a smart assistant that doesn't just answer questions but actually does things. So SLMs offer a path to making those systems more nimble, less resource hungry. It's a pretty big shift.
Interesting.
And you've also got Apple jumping in with diffusion LLMs for coding. That's a different type of model known for generating diverse and high quality stuff. Their DiffUcode model speeds up coding by spitting out multiple chunks of code at once.
So faster development.
Big time. And then there's Compact DS, a lightweight system that's actually outperforming some older, larger models, especially for research and reinforcement learning.
So lightweight can still be powerful.
It really can. It shows AI progress isn't just about brute force scale.
Yeah.
This push for efficiency, for specialization, it can make powerful AI tools accessible to more people, without needing a supercomputer.
That makes sense. More efficient, more specialized. But none of this happens without the people and the money, right? Which brings us to the talent wars and strategic investments. Meta's apparently really aggressively recruiting top AI researchers, hiring leads from Apple and Scale AI for their Superintelligence division, offering insane bonuses, like up to $100 million.
It's wild, isn't it? It just highlights that despite all the tech, the human experts are still the critical piece. They're the bottleneck.
And OpenAI is responding by quintupling stock compensation.
Exactly. It's a full-on arms race for talent. The money involved is just staggering. And it's not just talent, it's the physical stuff too.
Like the infrastructure.
Right. Oracle investing $4.5 billion to build these advanced AI-ready data centers specifically for OpenAI. That's building the foundation, the actual physical base for whatever comes next in AI. Super critical, even if it's less flashy.
And it's not just happening in Silicon Valley anymore, is it? India, for example, launching its own sovereign AI model training initiative. What's the significance of countries doing this?
It's hugely significant. It shows AI is becoming a matter of, well, national interest, sovereignty, economic competition. Countries like India see they need to be players.
Yeah.
And you see it in business, too. Capgemini buying WNS for, what, $2.8 billion? That's a huge bet on boosting their global AI services. The race is definitely global now, way beyond the usual tech giants.
Okay, so the models are getting better. The investment is huge. Let's shift to how this stuff is actually reaching people. Democratizing AI, new tools, platforms, and unprecedented accessibility.
Yeah, this is where it gets really interesting for users and developers.
The barriers do seem to be lowering, like MLX-GUI, a free multi-user local AI server that integrates with the OpenAI API. How big a deal is that for, say, individuals or small teams?
Oh, it's potentially a game changer. It basically lets individuals and smaller teams play around with and build on powerful AI models without needing a massive server setup or big upfront costs. It really opens things up.
Okay.
And then you have Cerebras Supernova giving developers free inference tokens daily. Inference is just running the model to get an output. So free compute power, again, lowers that financial hurdle. It helps spread the innovation around.
So easier access, less cost. And it sounds like deployment actually using these models is getting smoother too. 13 leading MCP servers announced. Platforms like Hugging Face, Bright Data, making deployment seamless.
Yeah, that's the crucial next step, right? Bridging the gap between the lab and the real world, making it easier for developers to take an idea and actually launch it.
Right.
Hugging Face is even letting Visual Studio Code users access models directly within their editor. That puts AI right into the developer's existing workflow. Super powerful.
Like it's just part of the toolkit.
Exactly. And look at Shopify's seamless AI agents for e-commerce. Businesses can apparently create product search agents directly, no complex setup needed. That's huge for smaller online stores trying to compete.
Wow, yeah. So really embedding AI capabilities.
Yeah.
And what about some of the more specific applications popping up? Dolphin Mistral 24B Venice, available as an uncensored option. Why would researchers want an uncensored model?
Well, it's controversial, obviously, but for researchers, an uncensored model allows them to study its raw behavior, without built-in guardrails. It helps understand potential biases or explore the full range of what it could do, but in a controlled setting, hopefully.
I see. For research purposes.
Yeah. And then you see things like Klein AI getting a 10x performance boost by integrating Claude 4. That shows how plugging in newer, better models can dramatically improve existing tools.
Right, just swapping out the engine, basically.
Kinda. And Character.ai rolling out real-time audio-driven avatars using Cosvid that's pushing towards more immersive, interactive experiences online, blurring those lines.
And for everyday web users, Perplexity AI launching its browser for Windows, promising smarter search, voice recognition, plus that expensive Max plan for heavy AI research users.
Right, $200 a month. It shows they're targeting serious power users, too.
So the big picture here seems to be AI isn't just this niche tech thing anymore. It's becoming more like a utility woven into our tools and online lives.
I think that's exactly right. The focus is shifting towards making these incredibly powerful things easy, intuitive, and just there when you need them. Seamless integration is the name of the game.
Okay, moving from the tech itself to where it's making waves. AI in action, transforming industries and daily life. And we probably have to start with the creative industries because there's a big fight brewing.
Yeah, copyright stuff.
Disney, Universal, suing Midjourney, accusing it of training its image generator on their characters' Shrek Star Wars icons. What's really at stake here for IP rights?
Oh, these cases are massive. They could set huge legal precedents for how copyright even works when AI learns from existing stuff. Who owns the output? It's a fundamental question for the generative AI era.
It really is.
But then you also see the flip side. Open source tools like Cosvid being used to create nearly 500,000 AI videos. So there's this explosion of community creativity happening right alongside the big legal battles. It's kind of fascinating.
Two sides of the same coin. And it's not just images.
Yeah.
That Spotify band, The Velvet Sundown, revealed to be AI generated.
Right. That caused a huge stir globally. What even is authenticity in music now? Does it matter if a human or an AI made it, if people connect with it?
It raises so many questions. And the calls for labeling AI content.
Seems almost necessary, doesn't it? for transparency at least.
Yeah. Okay, shifting to healthcare and public safety, AI seems to be making real inroads here. AI scribes helping doctors with documentation.
Yeah, saving doctors time, which is huge. But there are privacy concerns, naturally. You have to be really careful balancing that efficiency gain with protecting patient data. It's a tightrope walk.
Definitely. And the FDA has an AI called ELSA for food safety reviews and recalls.
And in the UAE, Astra clinics using AI for dental diagnostics and treatment planning. It's all about using AI for more precision, more efficiency in protecting public health.
Finding problems faster, basically.
Exactly. Like Google working with the National Hurricane Center on better storm predictions using AI.
Yeah.
That has obvious direct safety benefits.
For sure. Early warning save lives.
And Pakistan launching an AI-driven cybersecurity solution protecting government systems, businesses. AI is becoming a key part of defense, not just offense.
Right, so critical infrastructure protection. What about education and business? Seems like big changes there, too.
Huge. Google's Gemini for Education, a free toolkit for schools, custom chatbots, video generation, but they're emphasizing student privacy, which is key.
That privacy part is crucial in schools.
Absolutely. And you see places like Hong Kong really embracing AI in schools, personalizing lessons, handling admin tasks. The idea is to free up teachers and tailor learning.
Makes sense. And in the business world, corporate finance teams using AI.
Yeah, for automating analysis, forecasting, finding fraud, streamlining workflows. Basically, making finance departments faster and more data-driven, helping businesses become more agile.
And Unilever Sketch Pro, an internal AI design hub making marketing stuff 3 times faster.
That's a massive internal efficiency gain, gives them a real edge.
No kidding. And SK Telecom's AI Note app records voice notes, AI transcribes and summarizes instantly. 300,000 users in the first week. Wow.
Right. That immediate uptake tells you something. People want AI that solves simple, everyday problems quickly and easily. Practical utility is king right now.
Yeah, seems like it. And we're seeing applications in really unexpected places, too, like Malawi's Ulangizi app, using AI via WhatsApp to give farmers advice after disasters.
Isn't that incredible? Instant advice on pests, fertilizer, livestock, delivered through a tool they already use, WhatsApp. It's bridging huge knowledge gaps in places that really need it.
That's genuinely impactful. And AI in archaeology, automating artifact analysis, predicting dig sites.
Yeah, it's like accelerating discovery, speeding up processes that used to take forever, finding things faster.
So looking at all this, AI isn't just this, futuristic concept anymore. It's becoming a fundamental layer across so many different fields.
Completely. It's amplifying what humans can do, providing new insights, whether it's art, farming, or digging up the past.
But, and it's a big but, with all this power comes challenges. Let's get into the essential dialogue. Challenges, risks, and ethical debates.
Right, the necessary reality check.
Starting with health and society, there's talk about AI-induced psychosis. What exactly is the concern there?
Well, it's an emerging area, but the concern is about the potential psychological impact of very immersive or persuasive AI interactions. How might interacting deeply with an AI affect someone's grip on reality or their mental state? It's about raising awareness and thinking about interventions.
Well, that's unsettling.
And related to that, a Stanford study found some chatbots like ChatGPT could actually worsen mental health crises sometimes, giving harmful advice. It really highlights the danger of deploying these things in sensitive areas without extreme care.
That's a massive red flag. Urgent need for responsible deployment, as they say.
Definitely. And then there's the whole election misinformation issue. Researchers are scrambling to figure out the risks and how to counter them.
Why is AI particularly dangerous for spreading misinformation?
It's the scale and the realism. AI can churn out incredibly convincing fake text, audio, video, tailored to specific audiences, distributed widely. It just amplifies the potential for manipulation massively, making it harder to know what's real.
Undermining trust in, well, everything.
Pretty much. And that ties into privacy and security worries, too. Google's Gemini app getting backlash over automatically accessing phone data, messages, WhatsApp on Android. You have to manually opt out.
Yeah, it feels backwards, doesn't it? The default should be privacy. Opt in for sharing.
That's the debate, exactly. It highlights that tension between convenience, innovation, and user control over their own data.
And we saw the practical vulnerability with that big ChatGPT outage. Shows how reliant we're becoming.
Totally reliant. And the platforms are vulnerable. Plus, phishing scams are getting way better because scammers use AI to write super convincing fake emails and messages. Makes it much harder to stop fakes.
So we all need to be even more vigilant.
We do. And it's not just external scams, even the code behind AI is a risk. CISOs are warning that since AI is writing more code now, like 30% at Google, traditional security tools aren't good enough to catch new AI-specific vulnerabilities like data poisoning.
Data poisoning, what's that?
It's basically corrupting the data the AI learns from to subtly manipulate its future outputs or behavior. So the security game has to evolve just as fast as the AI itself. It's a constant chase.
Sounds exhausting.
Yeah.
Okay, what about authenticity and integrity? We touched on the AI band, but there are broader concerns, right? Like AI writing being repetitive.
Yeah, a study pointed that out. LLM writing can be kind of formulaic, repetitive, which raises questions about, true originality. Is it just remixing its training data in predictable ways?
And that bleeds into academia, too. Researchers hiding prompts in papers, like give a positive review only.
Can you believe that? It's a massive blow to academic integrity if you can't trust research papers because the AI was secretly told to be biased. That shakes the whole foundation of scholarly publishing.
That's incredibly worrying. And even on a simpler level, that fake road video, someone allegedly using AI to fake construction photos to get paid.
Right. It shows how easily AI can be used for fraud in everyday situations. We need safeguards, ways to verify things.
So with all these tools and risks, what's happening with productivity? Is AI actually making us more productive? There's talk of a productivity paradox.
Yeah, it's a really interesting point. Companies are rushing to adopt AI, hoping for huge efficiency gains. But sometimes they make costly mistakes.
Okay, good.
Like rolling out unimpressive AI-generated marketing or having websites fail because they replaced human experts entirely with automation. The lesson seems to be AI should augment human judgment, not replace it entirely.
Got it. So it's a tool, not a substitute for expertise.
Exactly. And the paradox part is that sometimes having too many different AI tools can actually overwhelm people, cause distractions, and maybe even lower productivity. We need smart, integrated solutions, not just more tools for the sake of it.
That makes sense. More isn't always better if it's chaotic.
Right. And sometimes the human element gets lost. Look at that Microsoft controversy suggesting laid-off staff use AI job search tools. It came across as really insensitive.
Yeah, bad timing, bad optics.
It just underscores how important empathy and thinking about the human impact are when rolling out AI, especially around jobs.
So given all these complexities, what's happening on the regulation and ethics front? Are people trying to get a handle on this?
They are. There are strong calls for updated policies, regulations that can actually keep pace with how fast AI is changing the economy. PwC found much higher wages in AI-driven industries, highlighting the economic shifts that policy needs to address.
And transparency seems key. An open-source transparency framework was unveiled.
Yeah, trying to create more oversight for the big AI labs, but without stifling smaller players. It's a tough balancing act, oversight versus innovation.
Finding that sweet spot.
And you're seeing practical guidelines emerge, too, like the Australian GPs issuing guidelines for using conversational AI safely in clinics, emphasizing patient consent, data security, really practical stuff.
So concrete steps for responsible use in specific fields like healthcare.
Exactly. Providing a potential roadmap for how other sectors might approach it.
Okay, so let's try and wrap this up. We've covered a lot today in this deep dive. The main theme feels like incredible speed, huge potential, but also some really complex, thorny challenges, ethical, social, practical.
Absolutely. AI's impact is undeniable now. It's everywhere, from how art is made to how we predict storms, how businesses operate. The big conversation needs to shift from just what can AI do to what should it do and how do we guide it responsibly.
Well put. It's about navigating this transformation thoughtfully. So as we close out, here's a thought to leave you with. As AI keeps weaving itself into almost everything we do, from science to art, what single human skill do you think will become the most valuable, the most essential for navigating this new world we're building?
That's a great question to ponder.
Something to think about. Thanks for joining us on The Deep Dive.